Hello guys, while doing personal code review, I've encountered a repository with these instructions. So there is a migration, then there's a seed for some of the data from SQL files, and then there's a typical Laravel seed. In this case, that person had some SQL files for the region, states, cities, and postal codes, and that installation didn't really resonate with me. I thought, couldn't we change those SQL files into typical Laravel seeds? And we can. So that terminal command of geolocate seed actually calls a lot of SQL files like this from database data folder. There are SQL files like cities, for example, and then it is importing them one by one with db unprepared, transaction, and rollback. But that is not really Laravel way to do that. I would like to run PHP Artisan db seed and have everything seeded without having the SQL files up front in some subfolder. But quite often we do have the data only in SQL format, like for example in the countries case. If you have the countries list from some government organization, no one will prepare the Laravel seeds for you, so you can do it yourself pretty easily with a package called iseed. So here's the package Orange Hill iseed. It's a really old one, so you can see commits from 5 years ago, and the installation is typical compose require. It still works in Laravel 8, and all you need to do to generate the seed file from the existing database is to run php artisan iseed and the table. There are more parameters, but this is the most simple one. And what I did in case of this project, I actually did run that artisan command once to seed the data into my database, and then I have installed composer require orange hill iseed, and now I can transform the actual data from my database into the seeds. So let's try it out. So here's our database and the table of the cities that came from the SQL file, originally 8,000 rows, and let's do PHP Artisan iseed cities. What would be the result of that? It takes a while for 8,000 rows, but it's still pretty quick, and we have a new file, database seeders cities table seeder. Here we go, the seeder, and it works with the DB directly, so it doesn't use city model or eloquent to avoid any eloquent magic happening behind the scenes, like attributes, like observers and stuff like that. So it inserts the data with DB query, with IDs hard-coded and not auto-incremented, so everything as it was. And then we can go into our database seeder, which is actually full of some stuff that should be run after our migrations, after the initial command. And here we can do this call cities table seeder class. So table by table, we transform that into seeders, and then we will be able to remove those SQL files altogether. So let's do exactly that. The list is here. So regions, states, cities 1, cities 2. So regions, we generate the regions file. Then states, so we do the same with states. Cities 1 and cities 2 are actually two parts of the same cities table, so we already did it. And postal codes is another database table with 8,000 rows of data, so we do postal codes here and paste here. So we have 4 seeds now. Okay, it is done. And in our database seeder, we just duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. And what was the order? The order is important because there could be foreign keys. So regions, states, cities, and postal codes. So regions, table seeder, states, table seeder, then cities, and then postal codes table seeder. Okay, and now let's refresh the whole database with the seeds, but without running that artisan command of geolocate seed. Will it succeed? Let's try it out. So fingers crossed, we do PHP Artisan, migrate fresh, it will wipe all the database with the seed. And something is wrong with the cities. Wait, why are we seeding the cities afterwards? I probably forgot something. So in database seeder, oh, for some reason it is duplicated here. I'm not sure why it happened in PHP Storm. Let's relaunch it again. And success, we have the database full of data, and now we can remove that data folder and those SQL files. So here's how you deal with a situation where you have data from somewhere from SQL format, and how do you turn that into Laravel Seeds for the future usage. And if you want to practice more with seeders and also with factories, I recommend you one other video from my YouTube channel about seeds and factories in Laravel 8, because the syntax changed a bit for the factories, so you can watch that. I will link that in the description below and you can see that on the screen as well. And see you guys in other videos.